We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. A 78-year-old woman is the city's latest victim of the juvenile crime crisis. She was robbed at gunpoint while unloading groceries. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the new rash of crime that police say young people are committing. And the sun is out after a wet and snowy start to the morning. Coming up, we're going to walk you through the week's forecast and the warm-up that is on the way. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. After a snowy start to the Monday morning, things are finally clearing up. A live look at the current situation. You can see that winter weather that we saw earlier this morning has moved out. But if you were up and out in the overnight hours, you saw that it certainly made for some slick roads out there. Look at that. That one shot there on the left, that was my ride into work this morning. And then on the right, you can see what the roads were like in Manchester. Of course, not everyone is minding the winter weather. Look at this. Jennifer sent us this video of Jace walking in the morning snow before he went off to daycare. And check out this video from Davidsonville. You can see the kids there. They have the sleds out. They're having a little fun before they had to go to school because everybody was on a 2-hour delay. So snow wasn't all bad. Well, during the weather, we were on the air walking you through the developing conditions. And remember, when we're not on the air, you can still stay up to date with the Fox 45 weather app. Just search WBFF in your app store. In a city in crisis now, police say a woman in her 70s was robbed at gunpoint in East Baltimore while trying to get groceries out of her car. She told police 3 young people pulled a gun and stole her groceries before then running off Saturday night. Now, the robbery, just the latest case of violent crime committed by young people. Fox 45 News continues to hear concerns about juvenile crime in the Baltimore area. Olivia Dance brings us new information on a recent armed carjacking and the troubling legal past for the teens allegedly involved. Olivia.
We're learning more about several teens that were arrested for a carjacking that happened outside the Starbucks on North Charles Street in Towson back on December 2nd. 18-year-old Markev Wade, 2 15-year-olds and a 14-year-old were all arrested. Records show one of the teens involved in the carjacking was in custody of the Department of Juvenile Services at the time. And court documents show the 14-year-old is the younger brother of a Baltimore City man convicted of shooting and killing 2 Harford County residents back in 2019. The shooting happened on Bloomingdale Road in Baltimore just months after the then 17-year-old was placed on DJS monitoring for gun and drug charges. The family of one of the victims is calling out the system.
So how do you bury a child? I'm going to find out, but this is hell. This is pure hell.
There's a problem in the city because all these criminals are being released
For armed
2 days
robbery.
later, a week later, and they're going back on the streets
And
and
they're
they're
not
continuing,
scared.
and they're not afraid.
They're shooting people every day, killing people. Why is that happening?
Why?
One woman came face to face with one of the teens from the Starbucks carjacking just hours before and tells Fox 45 News she was terrified. As I mentioned, we learned one of those teens was under DJS supervision at the time, which is just the latest example of juveniles committing violent crimes while under state custody. According to police, when those teens were arrested for the carjacking outside Starbucks, they found a gun with the serial number filed off, an extended magazine, and several rounds of ammunition. But for now, reporting in Baltimore County, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
We are following breaking news here at the Live Center surrounding the Middle East. Israel says it is prepared to keep fighting in Gaza for months longer to defeat Hamas. This comes as the war between Israel and Hamas has entered its 3rd month. The head of the World Health Organization says the health situation in Gaza is catastrophic.
But it's stating the obvious to say that the impact of the conflict on health is catastrophic.
Now, these comments come as the WHO passed an emergency resolution this weekend aimed at securing more medical access for the Gaza Strip. The WHO says the motion was passed by consensus. More than 17,000 Palestinians have been killed since the war began according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. Making headlines this morning, Congress is at a standstill. There is a stalemate over a funding package. The issue, money that is earmarked for Ukraine. Now, negotiations over linking immigration and border policy changes to the emergency aid package are in limbo. Last week, President Biden says he is willing to make a compromise with the GOP on border security, but so far there is no sign of a deal.
If I were a cynic, I would say that Republicans have decided to tie support for Ukraine to immigration reform because they want Ukraine aid to fail.
It's not just Republicans that are holding a hard line. It's Democrats who are holding a hard line. Either side can move and can get this done.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is meeting with President Joe Biden Tuesday. According to a White House statement, the two leaders are expected to discuss, quote, the vital importance of the United States' continued support at this critical moment. 11:06 now. Here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one, a win for a South Baltimore woman who was wrongfully sent a $15,000 water bill. After months of back and forth with the city is now admitting human error is what led to that massive water bill. Inspector General Isabel Cumming explains a city employee input 10 years of incorrect information into Micah Park's account.
They put a new meter in July. And that's what started the whole process of because the person that inputted it not with 2023, but they inputted it with like 2013. It was a complete error.
Park hired a private plumber whose inspector report showed no leaks and no problems. But when the city demanded payment, she turned up the volume, filing a complaint to the city's inspector general, who then launched an investigation. Trending number two, the Hilton at the Inner Harbor is struggling to stay afloat. The hotel has seen several years of financial losses. To help, the City Board of Estimates approved another $1 million injection from the city's reserve of American Rescue Plan funds. And now one economic expert argues that money could be better used somewhere else.
Are those resources that are going to the hotel, should they be going to other parts of the city's budget, such as the blueprint for Maryland or other things?
A financial statement given to bondholders in 2021 shows the city is slated to pay over $470 million in principal and interest payments on the hotel by 2026. For the full story, including why selling the hotel could cost taxpayers, head to our website, foxbaltimore.com. Trending number three, the Ravens get their 10th win of the season in an overtime thriller. The rain not putting a damper on the excitement. A tie score sent that game into overtime, and then Tylan Wallace with a punt return for a touchdown against the Rams in OT, winning the game for the Ravens 37-31. Phew. Still ahead, Santa is putting in extra hours this year. Coming up, the extra work the average American is putting in to help make ends meet and get the gifts under the tree. And DoorDash is walking back a warning that orders without a tip may take longer. Coming up, the change the delivery app is now making. But first, there are two groups that seem diametrically opposed. Coming up, why the ACLU says it will defend the NRA despite a strong difference of opinion.
Well, after our winter weather moved through in the morning time, we'll see a mix of clouds and sun for the afternoon. A blustery afternoon. That wind is really going to pick up, and temperatures definitely colder. We were in the 50s and 60s for the weekend. We're only going to be in the upper 40s on your Monday. Overnight lows are going to drop to near or below freezing, so could see some icy conditions on Tuesday morning, then right back to the upper 40s with less wind on Tuesday afternoon. And your hour-by-hour forecast numbers staying in the mid to upper 40s here throughout the course of the afternoon. Back with your full forecast in just a few.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
11:11 now, and taking a look at your social stream. In a rare team-up, the American Civil Liberties Union will defend the National Rifle Association in a free speech case. The ACLU acknowledged its differences with the NRA, but said they both stand together against government censorship. Now, the case centers on a New York State official who urged banks and insurance companies to stop doing business with the NRA following the 2018 Parkland, Florida school shooting. The NRA sued, but lost in the federal appeals court. The organization is now appealing to the Supreme Court, which is set to hear arguments early next year. Reaction coming in, one person saying, I get the whole we represent the Klan, etc. position, but the NRA has a massive team of lawyers and represents a $9 billion industry. Maybe your focus, you should focus your efforts on the civil liberties of the 120 people who die by gun violence each day. Another one saying free speech is free speech and must be defended, especially when it's speech you dislike. Elon Musk reinstated the account of conspiracy theorist Alex Jones on X, formerly Twitter. Jones was banned from the platform in 2018 for violating its abusive behavior policy. It came as he was facing a defamation suit for repeatedly lying and claiming the Sandy Hook school shooting was a hoax. He's since been found liable and has been ordered to pay the families more than $1 billion in damages. Here's what you have to say about that. Betty watches his mouth this time after the Sandy Hook verdict. Another one saying disgraceful, predictable, but disgraceful. Food delivery services DoorDash and Uber Eats are making changes. They'll no longer ask you to tip your driver before getting your food. The changes means that customers won't have to post their tips as an incentive for delivery people to make faster deliveries. It is a change from just 1 month ago when DoorDash warned users that orders without tips might take longer. Here's what you're saying about that. Kiss your drivers goodbye. These apps don't pay. The tips is what they drive for. And another one, that is how tipping traditionally works. Well, still ahead, time is running out to get your holiday packages where they need to be. Coming up, the big Friday shipping deadline that is quickly approaching. But first, Donald Trump's civil trial in New York resumes today. Coming up, why he won't be in the courtroom. 11:13 now on Fox 45 News Midday. We are back with a live look over the Inner Harbor, a much different view than this morning. That winter weather that we saw has moved out, and now the sun is here. There was, though, a good amount of snow. This is McDaniels College. This was the scene earlier this morning there. And take a look at this chime-in picture sent by Kathy from Westminster. And you can see that her yard there covered in snow. So thank you for sharing that, Kathy. We want to see the conditions in your area. Chime in your photos and videos. To get started, just scan the QR code on your screen, and that will take you to foxbaltimore.com/chime-in. Happening today, Donald Trump's civil fraud trial continues in New York City, but he won't be taking the stand today. In a social media post, Trump says he testified in the case last month and sees no need to appear in court again. The case at hand threatens Trump's real estate empire and jeopardizes the image he's projected as a successful businessman. When he testified last month, the former president was often defiant and combative. Also happening today, the election lawsuit against former New York City mayor and one-time Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani goes to trial. This trial is to determine how much Giuliani must pay in damages to 2 Georgia election workers he accused of fraud in the 2020 election. A judge has already found Giuliani liable for defamatory comments that he made in the lawsuit. The 2 workers are seeking between $15.5 million and $43 million. Turning now to the holiday season. Later today, President Biden is hosting a Hanukkah ceremony at the White House. Hanukkah continues through Friday. And if you're shipping packages this holiday, this Friday is the deadline for 5-day ground shipping with the U.S. Postal Service. Friday is also the cutoff for first-class mail. Now, if you need a little more time, you can wait until December 18th if you pay for 4-day shipping. The last scheduled day for regular USPS pickup and delivery is Saturday, or not pickup, excuse me, just delivery, Saturday, December 23rd. Well, now to today's talking point here at 11:17. We're just 2 weeks away from Christmas, and for many parents, that means the pressure is mounting to orchestrate the perfect Christmas celebration. But one parenting expert is warning parents about making a common mistake. She says don't set expectations too high, which can lead to a season of disappointment. She also says moms, who often bear the brunt of the holiday responsibilities, should avoid becoming martyr moms who wear themselves out, putting everyone else first. Moms should enjoy the holidays too. Lady T with Bmore Lifestyle is here now.
Hey.
And I agree that moms go 100 miles an hour during this season because you want to do all the things. But we have to slow down because we're going to be sick, we're going to be tired. We want to enjoy and be present in the moment too.
Right. I think this is the year that we just let it be on someone else this year. You know what I mean? This is the year of gift cards. I think we just need to get gift cards or whatever we could just throw in a gift bag. I stopped wrapping presents. I was like, you know what? This is going to save me some time. I think there's a few things that are going to cause us some burnout, and I don't want that to be one of them. Wrapping gifts, the cooking of food. I'm going to go over to somebody else's house. Look, I got plans this year. We're not taking on the brunt of it, you know?
See, I am exactly the opposite.
Really?
I am going to do all of the things. I'm going to be tired in the end. But it's also the reason, because it's fun too.
Okay,
for me.
is it the gratification?
It's fun. I enjoy doing all those things. So even though, you know, it is a lot, when it gets to the point that I feel like there's no joy in it anymore, then I'll stop. But I do.
Well, can you come to my house and do it for us then? Because I feel like we could work something out for Therese. I didn't know you thought it was fun.
You come on over to our house for Christmas.
Let's do it. Elf on the shelf and all of it.
Look, people chiming in all over the studio. All right. Thanks, Lady T.
All right, thanks, Patrice.
I'll see you on Christmas Day. You come on over.
I'm on the way, en route. Thanks, Patrice.
All right. Well, let's turn back now to this morning's winter weather. DJ Harris from Cockeysville sent us this picture of his backyard. It was covered in snow. We saw a lot of this. Courtney from Reisterstown, her backyard was covered in snow, but you can see the sun peeking out there at least. And apparently it wasn't just us who saw snow. As meteorologist Justin Chambers shows us, our nation's capital also got some snow.
Well, we all saw it across the region, that snow that was falling. This is a shot here of significant, or at least stickage, that my meteorologist down in D.C. showed us. This intense snowfall rates right there on 66, even though we had temperatures that were very warm over the weekend. But this was the scene for a lot of people, especially up in the northwestern counties and even here around Baltimore City and County as we went through the morning time. Now, as we head toward the afternoon, plenty of sunshine. The wind is going to pick up, and those temperatures are going to be way different than what they were over the weekend. You'll feel that December cold with mid to upper 40s for your highs today. Those are actually closer to average for this time of year. So the above average numbers for the weekend are done for now. Sun will be up until 4:44. That wind will be kicking up at about 20 to 30 and possibly even some stronger gusts through the afternoon. Low to mid and upper 40s across central Maryland for your high temps. Again, 49 is the average this time of year, so pretty close to that number. Upper 30s where the snow continues to be on the ground in western Maryland and even parts of Carroll and northern Baltimore counties with those mid to upper 40s here up and down the 95 corridor. That weather maker is moving out of here. Behind that, the wind, but the drier air will be in place. Tuesday, less wind. Overall, a pretty nice afternoon, albeit chilly. A weak cold front comes through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, but it's a dry cold front. So all it'll do is just add a little bit more cloud cover, and we're not tracking any more precipitation, at least through the rest of this week. In fact, on your exclusive 10-day forecast here, mid to upper 40s as we take you through Thursday, but we actually get back to the low and mid 50s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you can see that next chance for rain really comes Sunday afternoon into Monday of next week. So overall, staying dry for now.
All right, still ahead, good news for drivers. Gas prices are continuing to fall. Just how much they've fallen as many prepare to hit the roads for the holidays. And the roads will be busy this holiday. Coming up, how travel is expected to break pre-pandemic records. And tonight is a big night of all new television. First at 8, it's MasterChef Junior Home for the Holidays. It's a special 2-hour episode where the final 4 go head to head. And then stick around for Fox 45 News at 10 and the late edition at 11. Coming up on 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. $11.24. Don't miss this. Reports say an investment group is putting up a multi-billion-dollar deal to buy out Macy's. Investors from Ark House Management and Brigade Capital Management have reportedly offered $5.8 billion to make Macy's private. Reports say the group has proposed to buy shares they don't already own for $21 each. Data shows Macy's stocks have been down by 20% in the last year. Financial experts say that could be because of customers cutting back on spending due to inflation. And when it comes to inflation, some prices are finally dropping. While food prices are still increasing, other desired goods are tumbling. Federal data says electronic prices have dipped for 5 straight months. The report says some washing machine models are $50 to $100 cheaper, computer tablets also down compared to this time last year, and the consumer price index for airfares has receded in 5 of the last 7 months. Gas prices also continue to drop as we approach the holidays. AAA reported this morning that the average price for a gallon of gas fell to $3.15. That is down 9 cents compared to last Monday's average. It's also down 23 cents from a month ago. The fall in gas prices come ahead of a busy holiday travel season. More Americans are expected to travel for the holidays this year than last year. AAA is projecting that roughly 115.2 million people will travel 50 miles or over during the holiday travel period this year. That would be about 2.5 million more than traveled last year. It would also be the largest amount of travelers since 2019. Before the COVID-19 pandemic. 2019 was the busiest Christmas and New Year's travel period on record. Time now for your lunch break. And if you ever spend it scrolling online, you helped create Google's top internet searches. The ongoing Israel-Hamas war was the most searched news story of 2023. The top trending person in 2023, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin, who experienced near-death cardiac arrest during a football game in January. And actor Jeremy Renner was second. Renner had a serious snowplow accident earlier in the year. Well, that's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Bmore Lifestyle up next. Lady T is back to tell us what they're working on.
Yes. Hey, Patrice. All right, we're talking holiday party faux pas. Don't get caught making these mistakes. Coming up next, what a survey calls the worst thing that you can do as a party guest. Stay tuned.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Bmore Lifestyle.
Hey, what's up, Baltimore? I'm Lady T. This is Bmore Lifestyle Live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. All right, Rita, the NFL chick, is here with us today, along with Angie Barnett from the Better Business Bureau. Good morning, ladies. Look at the color coordination.
Good morning.
Oh, I love it already. Happy Monday, let me tell you guys right now. All right, so it was a big night for the Ravens. Okay, Ravens fans are excited. The team getting their 10th win of the season in an overtime thriller. The rain not putting a damper on the excitement, a tie score sending the game into overtime. Then came Tylan Wallace with a punt return for a touchdown against the Rams in overtime, winning the game for the Ravens 37-31. This is all that was on my timeline. First of all, the Ravens, don't play with them. They are not the ones to be played with. We always gonna come back somehow, some way. And I called it earlier. Did I not say that? I was like, we're going to the championship this year. Rita, what does this mean? What does this mean for Ravens fans? Should we be more excited?
Sure. I mean, they're 10-3. As of right now, they have the #1 seed in the AFC, which means they're the best team in the AFC right now. So there's a lot to be excited about. And games like that happen, right? Like the defense didn't play as well as they played all year. But, you know, the offense came through when they needed to. Special teams came through when they needed to. And it turned a game that really, I think they had 9 lead changes in the game, back and forth. So it was probably one of the better games of the year, not even the week. It was just such an exciting game.
It was like everyone probably like turned the channel because we were like, okay, we don't know, we don't want to bring them bad luck. But we turned back when we saw we turned right back to the game. Andrew, did you see it?
No, I did. And what I loved, people stayed till the end. The support, everybody rallying. I think that is worth everything. Despite the weather, oh my gosh, that we played that well, and most importantly, people stayed to the last minute. I love it.
I love it. Shout out to the Ravens fans out there. Okay, we winning, y'all. Okay, up next, a new survey finds nearly 1/3 of Americans say that they're picking up extra work to help pay for holiday gifts. About the same number say they're cutting back on spending this year. And nearly 75% say inflation is impacting their spending habits this holiday season. So is it weird that I haven't done any of my holiday shopping yet?
I have not either.
I haven't done 5 gifts. 5 gifts.
5 gifts?
That's all I've bought.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Is that usually the limit? How many people do you buy for?
More than that.
Oh,
more
Lord.
than that.
Here she goes.
But I relate to this myself, cutting back, rethinking, and shopping for sales. There have been amazing sales.
Right.
So I've really been picking up things like that. And I went shopping in person, small business shopping.
Oh, you went
I actually went in my car and picked up 5 gifts.
Wow. Okay, that's good because I definitely wasn't doing any of that. If I do shop, it's gonna be curbside pickup. Shout out to the curbside pickup people out there. Rita, do you have all your gifts, sis?
No, I do not have my gifts. With my family, we're actually going away for Christmas. So for us,
oh, you one of those?
Yeah.
Is it Jamaica? It better not be Jamaica.
Actually, we're going to San Francisco for the Ravens game. So,
are you serious?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So we're taking a family
That's
trip.
the Christmas.
My son is grown,
so
you know he doesn't really, you know, it's the tangible things.
He don't care yet. Just say it. Say he don't care yet.
Well, he doesn't care anymore.
Okay,
he's 25.
Yeah,
so
he
wants money.
So
but it's experiences.
Yes.
That's like the hot thing right now.
Yes.
And I love it. Giving an experience.
Exactly. Everybody's going away. Well, I don't got going away money unless I start an OnlyFans.
Well, that's why we're working 3 jobs so we can go away. That's why.
To go get
exactly.
I love it. Okay, up next, you guys. Okay, now we want you all to tell it. We told it. You tell it. Are you cutting back on your spending this holiday season? Vote now on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on that lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. All right, 'tis the season for the holiday parties, but don't get caught making these party faux pas, apparently. A new survey finds showing up to a party with an uninvited +1. Oh, I hate this. It's the rudest thing that you could do. Other bad behaviors include trying to hide a mess. Hosts understand accidents happen. If you spill a drink, don't try and cover it up. Well, I'm the queen of that. Tell them so that they can clean it up. Also, arrive on time. Okay, I don't do any of these. And don't overstay your welcome. Whatever you do, don't critique the party while you're there. It's rude. I do all of those things. I show up late, I critique the party. I do all of those things. I hide my messes because I'm clumsy, so I might spill a little wine, I might spill some cookies that I didn't even touch, but I do it out of love, and I cover it up out of love as well.
Yeah.
Angie, what do you think about these?
I think they're all spot on and you know, really pertinent, but I'll have a party, you can come over. Just tell me when you spill the red wine.
Okay, the red wine, okay.
White wine, who cares?
If it's a dark carpet, I try to.
That's it.
I don't even say nothing if it's dark carpet.
Right.
Yep. Rita, what are some of the rudest things and things you don't like to see?
I'm definitely on the don't bring somebody uninvited.
Right.
I feel like, you know, because you might have a count, right? You might not have enough food. Just tell somebody that you're bringing somebody.
And if you don't know them,
right.
if I don't know them, don't bring them.
That's another thing. Don't bring somebody I don't know to the holiday
rude.
party.
Okay, I don't like that. Okay, you ladies are amazing. Thank you for matching with me today. Oh, I'm late also.
I'm sorry.
All the time. I'm late now. I'm late now. But no, thank you ladies for joining me today. I appreciate you. Angie, we'll see you later in the show. Rita, we got to have you back, girl.
Yes.
You're the boss.
Amen.
All right, still ahead. Don't fall victim to popular holiday scams coming up. Common scams to be aware of and how to protect your holiday purchases. But first, enjoy your holiday memories for years to come. Coming up, a handy new way to preserve them. Stay tuned, y'all.
You're watching Bmore Lifestyle.
All right, Julie Moran has a money-saving deal on a handy gadget to help preserve all your special holiday memories. Here's America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Noki.
There is nothing more frustrating than when you want to take a photo and your phone says, storage full, and it always happens at the most inconvenient times. I was just at my godson's wedding and I took hundreds of photos. If I had had the Click Free Pro, I would have loaded them onto this and gifted him one of these as a keepsake of his special day. And the Click Free Pro can store thousands of photos and videos while fitting easily in your hand. You know, other storage options they're bulky, they're expensive, and sometimes you need other accessories to work with different devices. Well, this has a port. Look at this. Look how easily that went in for each device. So you can use it with your laptop or your tablet. It's light and it's a great deal. The Click Free app, this is really cool, allows you to scan old photos so they don't sit on a shelf or a box anymore. And also, this is really cool. I love this little carrying case. It's cute. They come in lots of different colors, just perfect. Right now, we are offering 50% off. Did you hear what I said? Get this, 50% off on the Click Free Pro. So I want you to head over to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer. And believe me, these are going to go very, very quickly.
This Bmore Lifestyle segment is sponsored by the Classic Theater of Maryland.
The Classic Theater of Maryland is cooking up some holiday magic with two seasonal favorites. Joining us now is founder Sally Boyette and star of both shows, Dexter Hamlet. Sally, you're celebrating the holidays in a big way. Tell us about the holiday rep.
Well, we're very excited, Mark, and thank you for having us today. We are running rotating performances of Irving Berlin's classic musical, White Christmas, and our original production of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. And we're running these in rotating performances from now until through Christmas Eve.
I love it. So, Dexter, you're in both productions. How do you stand up to the challenge? Can you handle it, Dexter?
I hope so. The idea is to remain focused. There's so many moving parts in both
music in one and high drama in the other, and you really have to just stay focused and take the ride.
I love it. So, Sally, this is a full production theater. Where do you get your actors from? How do they audition? Tell us about the process.
Well, we have 10 very talented New York actors, and they're in both shows. And then we have some very talented regional actors, and many of those are company members. Dexter's been with the company since for how many years? 9 years.
Yeah.
And Dexter plays Ebenezer Scrooge, and that's been his role for 8 years. You were Marley the first year,
Yes.
and then you took over the Scrooge role.
Dexter, how long have you been acting, and about how many shows have you even done?
I've been acting for about 45 years, and I can't tell you how many hundreds of shows between here and Los Angeles, New York.
What's the difference between acting on stage and television?
I think a lot of it is similar. In theater, the house can be thousands of people you're working for, so you have to expand what you're doing. In film, you want to kind of hide and have people leaning in.
I love it.
Wanting more.
Well, you make us want more. And so, Sally, how can people wonder, can they watch both shows in one day? Can they see both shows in one day?
Absolutely.
How do we get the tickets? How do we go through the process? And what do you recommend?
Well, I recommend you go online to classictheatermaryland.org and or our box office at 410-415-3513, and you can get your tickets. You can make a day of it in Annapolis. Go to dinner in between shows. We have a lovely bar. You can sit and enjoy some great music. And we're also doing monthly cabaret series every month.
I mean, you guys made me want to go. I mean, we feel like family, just chilling here, having a great time, and that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, yes.
So great job, and again, continued success.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Still ahead, the new year will be here before you know it. Coming up, we'll share some tips for focusing on your health in the new year. But first, there are just 2 weeks until Christmas. Coming up, some holiday shopping safety tips to keep from getting scammed this season.
This is Bmore Lifestyle.
All right, child, if you could believe it, we are just 2 weeks away from Christmas. And if you haven't finished all your shopping, now is the time to jump on it. Joining us now with some tips as to how to find the best deals is Angie Barnett with the Better Business Bureau of Greater Maryland. Welcome, Angie.
Good. Thank you for letting me stay. How about that? That's a good one.
You're always welcome here. Okay, now talk to us. All right, so this Thursday is National Free Shipping Day, right?
How about that?
It's a great time to buy those last-minute gifts, but you say we need to think before we click buy. Why is that?
Yeah, but first thing, there's 3 big errors that we can make at free shipping, because that's a really big deal. Number 1, before you click buy, I want you to make sure you're on the right website, because look-alike websites where they add a word,
that's so
they
true.
add a letter.
Yeah.
So look up at your browser and make sure. Number 2, make sure before you put that credit card, not a debit card, credit card, yes, always shop with a credit card, always. Before you put that in there and agree to it, make sure it's a secure website, that the padlock and indicates HTTPS up in the browser. That indicates that it's a protected website for your credit card information. And above all, track your purchases, because the big scam I'm getting them by the dozens are when on my cell phone it tells me they're rerouting a package can't be delivered because of poor address, or they need extra money from me to deliver a package that I never ordered.
Ooh,
yeah. So these are fake text messages.
That's what I keep getting.
Exactly, and they're luring you into clicking on a link, which will release malware to get your personal information. So,
so we got to be mindful of that. Those sketchy little phone numbers, and it says, oh, you're tracking your stuff, but it's not really tracking
it. So when I shop, my 5 gifts that I picked up in person, not included. But when I'm shopping online, I do save the tracking information over in a special folder so that when I get those notices, I can compare. And I say to my daughter, who lives in Dallas, send me lots of Christmas presents, but let me know when they're going to be delivered.
Exactly. Okay. All right. So we see lots of those online ads. Now, if you see an ad that's maybe on Facebook, how can we make sure it's not a scam?
Well, you can't. It's hard to do, but I want you to just do simple things, because the social media ads are really alluring, because low prices, ridiculous. Know your price points.
Right.
Because if it's telling you it's a designer handbag at a ridiculously low price, that's a good indicator. Make sure when you click on that link to that ad, look up in the browser, make sure that if it's actually Macy's, that it's spelled correctly and it's all the information. And you're going to look for the same things, contact information, security when you go. But boy, I'm telling you, the Facebook ads are crazy.
It is, and it picks up so quickly. It's a little scary, but okay. These are great tips, Angie. Where can our people go for more information?
Oh, bbb.org holiday tips. Put that in your browser. You're going to go right there, and there's a bazillion of them, literally a bazillion.
Angie, you always keep us covered. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Happy shopping and Merry Christmas.
And happy holidays to you, Angie. You're the bomb. I love her.
Well, we are seeing more snow here. This is a really pretty shot in the mountains of Tennessee. So a lot of people across the eastern part of the country now getting some snow. We know the West Coast, or at least the Rockies, have seen the snow earlier this season. We'll see a mix of clouds and sun for today after our wintry weather this morning that caused us to go into weather alert. Blustery afternoon with that west and northwest wind about 10 to 20 miles an hour, and even some stronger gusts possible. Temperatures are definitely staying colder. So here's a look at that hour-by-hour forecast. Mid to upper 40s for your temperatures through the afternoon, and that's pretty close to the average of 49 that we typically see this time of year. And overall, a lot colder than what we saw over the weekend. Remember, we saw the upper 50s and even lower 60s. That's done for now. Lower 40s for Westminster, Cockeysville, Bel Air, especially where some of that snow is on the ground. Upper 40s in Baltimore City, and mid to upper 40s for the eastern shore. Up and down the 95 corridor, keeping those temps on the cooler side of things. And remember, our temps dropping tonight, so we could see a refreeze situation by the time we get into Tuesday morning. So any of those areas that got the snow or even the rain that isn't allowed to dry out, we'll see that potential for some icy spots on Tuesday. Now, this is our future scan into Monday afternoon. Nice and dry. A few clouds here and there. Tuesday, less wind. That wind will die down, and we'll actually see some more calmer conditions, not only Tuesday, but even into Wednesday and Thursday. And there's a weak cold front that comes through Tuesday night into Wednesday. It's a dry cold front, so it's not going to bring any precip. Notice that H right there on the left side of your screen. That's that ridge of high pressure that'll settle in nicely as we head into the weekend, and that's what will help to increase our temperatures. Here's that 10-day forecast. 40s through about Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're right back to the low and mid 50s. Notice there on Sunday afternoon and into Monday, that'll be our next chance for some actual rain rolling back into the region.
This Bmore Lifestyle segment is sponsored by MyFitnessPal.
The holiday season is upon us, and with it comes a temptation to put off our health goals until the new year. Joining us now to share some easy tips and tricks to enjoy the holiday cheer while sticking to your healthy habits is registered dietitian Maya Feller. Welcome to the show, Maya.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so Maya, why is it important for people to strike a balance between savoring the season and staying health conscious?
So I really want folks to lean into enjoying this holiday season. It's going to come around next year. And the balance is found in the fact that I want you to actually consider the holidays, right? Create a routine and set up a plan that allows you to feel good coming out on the other side of it.
Okay, so can you share with us some practical tips and tools to seamlessly integrate calorie tracking into holiday celebrations without feeling deprived?
I don't want anyone to feel deprived. I want you to lean into the joy and celebration of the season. Using an app like MyFitnessPal can allow you to track both the quantity as well as quality of what you're putting in. So when you're thinking about the quality, you're going to be tracking things like your macronutrients, your proteins, your fats, your carbohydrate intake, as well as your fiber. You can think about, have you hydrated enough? Are you adding these things into your routine? And it's fantastic information that you can then modify based on how you feel as well as your desired health outcomes.
Okay, now, are there easy strategies for individuals to stay on track with their health goals during the holidays?
Absolutely. As a registered dietitian who's also a cookbook author, I think that recipes are a wonderful entry point for finding nourishing meals from all around the globe. And MyFitnessPal has thousands of beautiful meals that are incredibly nutritious. Also, as an individual, you can input the food ingredients from foods that you've made in your home, and then you can have a nutrient analysis, which is wonderful information for what you're making and also what's happening and going into you, and you can modify it based on your individual needs. Additionally, MyFitnessPal has wonderful community, and that you really know what we've really found is that when folks engage in community, they're more likely to stick to those small incremental changes.
All right, now, where can our audience go for more information?
For more information, you can head to myfitnesspal.com or you can download the app.
Thanks so much for joining us today. All right, still ahead, Santa's putting in extra hours this year. Coming up, the extra work the average American is putting in to help make ends meet and get gifts under the tree this year.